What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of 10K on the Bay, my journey to 10,000 live listings. Today, I'm going to go over a quick list on how you can eliminate your death pile in 8 easy steps. This is a question I get all the time from people, and I want to show you guys hopefully some tips and practices that will eliminate your death pile. So the first thing is I want you to remove all items from your listing area except for the one item that you're listing. So literally only have the one item you're listing in the area that you have for listing. I recommend a dedicated space, ideally in the corner of your house. If your whole house is the death pile, have your listing stage in the corner facing away from it so that you don't get super distracted with that. So the first thing is remove any items from your listing area, have a dedicated space. Other things in your life might not be dedicated, but your listing space should be the same. Number 2, have a small list next pile. So I see these piles on Instagram. I'm gonna list this gigantic pile tomorrow. You're gonna most likely end up listing nothing because that is too overwhelming. Your brain can't digest that. You need a small chunk of items that your brain can do. You can always go back and get more items. So the second thing is make a small list next pile. That'll give you a visual of what you can accomplish. And once you knock down those 5 listings, you can go back and get more and continue the momentum. Guys, this list is also in the description below, so you don't need to write anything down. You can just copy it later. Number 3, list daily. So consistency trumps speed. And what I mean by that is that if you list every single day, you don't need any fancy software. You don't need InkFrog or 6-bit or a camera or to use file exchange. You don't need a VA, you don't need a helper, you don't need a photographer, you don't need any of that. All you need is yourself, and list 10 to 15 items a day in a dedicated small amount of time. So shout out to Luke, Endless Entrepreneurs. He's been listing 15 items a day before work for over a year now. He has a 6-figure company just by doing that. That's very, very simple. 10 to 15 items a day, at least $10 profit before work. He has that practice. I call it a listing practice. You get better at it and you improve. It's just like meditation. Consistency trumps speed. People say, oh, you need to list every day to wake up your store. That's true, but like just feed the beast as much as you can. Even if you're doing it and you're listing all your items on one day, that's fine. You don't have to schedule it and complicate it and try to make it so that they go live every single day. That's not as important as just getting a certain number of listings up. Number 4, I recommend setting up a listing sprint in 30 minutes, 60 minutes, or 90 minutes and take a break. You could do the Pomodoro method with that tomato timer. That's only 20 minutes. Whatever you want to do a committed listing sprint. And just like the word sprint, go as fast as possible while maintaining the same quality. I think this is very important because if you're a mom or you're a busy student or whatever, you can chunk it down to these 30, 60, 90-minute times, knock it out, and then move on with your day. Instead of spreading it out through your day, that's not as effective in my opinion. Most people who are very, very effective have 2 or 3 of these sprints a day, and the rest of the day they rest. And that's what professional athletes do. That's what professional anything does. No one works full speed all day. That doesn't make sense. Number 5, you want to combine your listing practice with something that you enjoy. And the most common enjoy thing that I have heard from people is the enjoyment of you time or me time. So enjoying a cup of coffee by yourself, going for a walk, a little bit of meditation, whatever it is, that dedicated time to yourself is most people's favorite part of their day from what people have told me. So combine that with your listing practice. Do your ritual before listing if you want to. So wake up, go to a corner of the house, do your 15 minutes meditation, then list. Or it could be like the clutch swag. Kevin, he likes working out, so he lists first to get it out of the way so he can fully enjoy his workout with the peace of mind. I think that's very, very key. Make sure that you combine your listing practice with something that you enjoy so that you can learn to enjoy the entire process. Most likely, people say you should follow things you're passionate about. It doesn't matter to me. I don't necessarily agree with that advice, but if you're passionate about something, you're more likely to do it more often. That's why I recommend that you combine this with something that you enjoy to make it easier. Number 6, do not listen to content while you're listing. It doesn't make sense. Like if you're trying to listen to this video, which I'm trying to cram a whole bunch of important information for you and list at the same time, it's not going to work. You're going to have to take breaks. You're either not going to be listing well or not going to be listening very well. And this is the concept that I've really tried to understand is that you can't really do two things at one time. Multitasking is sort of a myth. And so it's the same concept as when you're trying to listen to somebody, you can't also be talking. You can't talk and listen at the same time. So that's how I am approaching this no content while listing. Now you can try white noise, or I use a fan sometimes, or I use binaural beats, which is a little bit of woo-woo stuff that I think helps your brain waves go through. And that's something that I listen to, or instrumental music. So there's no words, there's no lyrics, there's no content. And I actually recommend good old-fashioned silence. If you guys really want to crush, get into the habit of just going, working in that period of time, not listening to any content. Now, here's number 7. I think maybe the most exciting one for people, which is you don't have to stop buying. All you have to do is list more than you buy. And I call this the eBay, the law of thermodynamics. Like, you can't, your death pile has to shrink if you list more than you buy. If you're like me and you want to get to the point where you get the privilege of buying 100 to 200 things a day, then you need to list 100 to 200 things a day in order to actually have that without your death pile growing. I want my death pile to stay exactly the same every single week. I want a small supply of stuff to list in case I don't go sourcing that week, but I don't want my entire house or my entire warehouse or whatever filled with stuff that's unlisted, that is money that's not making, money that's not making money for you, and we want to eliminate that. Okay, and the last thing is you want to set up accountability. You want to pick one person, ideally, to share your goal with, and just become really good friends with that person and go back and forth. How many did you list today? How many did you list today? How's your store doing? Get that one-on-one relationship with one person going. That's very, very, very important and very effective. You don't necessarily need an accountability group or a mastermind call like the ones that I run, but it's very important to focus on at least one accountability partner. Now I want to share a story that's really powerful, which is this lady was saying that her why is her husband. She wants her husband to she wants to build a better life for her and her husband. I don't know her situation, but it sounds like her husband can't work. Okay, so she set up a dry erase board on the shower. And on the shower, it says how many items she listed and for how much every day. So for example, Monday, 15 items for $100 profit. Tuesday, 18 items for $200 profit, whatever. She has that written on the shower, so they both see it twice a day, morning and evening. When they use the bathroom, they see the list of what she's done that week, and that's called a visual scoreboard. Like in business, people put it up so you can see instantly if you're winning or losing this week on that dry erase board. But here's the thing that's really powerful. She's like, if my husband sees it and I haven't done any listings, I'm definitely letting him down. And that's the whole point that I have an eBay business, is to make a better life for us. And if he sees 3 days has gone by without doing anything, he's going to be very disappointed in me. And he is the person that I want to disappoint the least. His opinion is the most important to me. I don't want to have him see me not doing it. I actually want the opposite. I want to tell him, husband, honey, I'm trying to get 10 listings up a day, and that will help us get whatever we want. But actually, I crush it, and I'm at 15, 20 a day or whatever. But you can both see it, and it's really awesome. And that's step number 8. Hopefully that helps. If you guys have any questions, we're going to do a quick Q&A right now. And I am going to plug my Patreon. My goal is to help 1,000 people build their ideal eBay business. So if you guys want to set up email accountability with me, or you want to join one of the groups, go to patreon.com/10K on the Bay. Let's look at some of these comments. Let's see. Yeah, letting your family down is the worst feeling ever. I agree. Have business network or TV in the background. If you have business in the background, it's okay, but sometimes it can be distracting. Some people can list while they listen to content. I don't know how you guys do that. Gwen is recommending having listing parties. We're gonna start setting that up. Plug for my Facebook group with my lovely 5 admins, the reseller fam. So come join us. We're gonna set up listing parties for you guys. You list while you're watching YouTube videos. Awesome. I can't do that. White noise apps work great. I agree. I love it. Binaural beats are supposed to work. I don't know why they work. So that's why I call it woo-woo, but it's probably not woo-woo. It's probably scientific. I just don't know what's going on. Aaron's already listed an item during this. Awesome. Let's see. What's going on, Mary? Mary doesn't call them death piles. She calls them money piles. That's also accurate. They're money piles. And it's not bad to have money piles. It's just better to have them listed. I try to be as positive as possible. And guys, do not give up on, don't give up on buying. You want to buy. Buying is good. You just want to have a listing. You want to have a buying problem, not a listing problem. What's going on, guys? Let's see. You have hundreds of thousands of items to list. I know Ed is a boss, guys. Ed is one of the largest sellers in the community that I know. He's running a multi six-figure business. He literally has hundreds of thousands of items to list. So it is insane. Jersey, what's up? Yeah, if your death pile is your whole house, like I've heard that before. Like, Chris, I have nowhere to even sit, nowhere to even breathe. My whole house is it. That's fine. Just pick up a bunch of junk and pile it on top of something else and create a space that's facing away from Mount Everest, and just work in that tiny little space with your list next pile of 5 items to knock it out. That's what's up. You have to put your foot down and say you're not thrifting until you finish your listings. See, like, that's okay, but that's sort of a scarcity mindset. You don't want to do that. You just want to list more so that you don't have any piles. I think you should, if you're good at sourcing and you want to continue sourcing, you just want to make sure that you don't have anything left. Any recommendations on who to learn from to get into FBA? Yeah, I would definitely check out Watch Me Amazon on Instagram. He's awesome. He's always putting out really, really good content. But I recommend, if you want to get into FBA, just start sending in 1 box a week to learn the process, even if it's just break even or small profits, just to learn. And then once you get in the habit of that, after I finish my 10,000 item goal for eBay, I will do 10K FBA, but one thing at a time. I'm also not in a hurry, but I am sending in stuff and learning how to get ungated right now, but I'm not really building my Amazon business. I'm just learning how. You're on vacation and you're working on your death pile. Awesome. So it's important when you have time away, like let's say you take a sabbatical or you take time off of work to work on your eBay business, really get to it. Start early in the morning, get a cup of coffee, and just start crushing. You have seasonal tubs. That's awesome. Seasonal tubs are good, and I like the visualization of having a tub. Like, I'm going to do this tub this week, but I'm saying break that tub down even into sub tubs, smaller 5 item increments, so that you crush it and you go back and get some more. It's like Thanksgiving dinner, 1 serving at a time. Aaron's got a good point too. Only buy new items. If you have a listing problem, you can start only buying new items, and that's going to be good because listing a new item is way faster. Margins are typically smaller, not always, but that's one way to get rid of your death pile. What's up, Anastasia? Thanks for coming. Yeah, and if you guys want to share this with a friend that has that's a hoarder, that would be great because they could just get rid of it. But the thing is, like, to reverse hoard yourself, you need to just list 5 items at a time. I think 1's a little bit too little. Like, there's this dude that has the 1 push-up program. He's like, if you just do 1 push-up, then you'll be on your way to doing more push-ups. But I don't think that works. Like, this guy made a joke saying he has a 1 sit-up program. He just does the 1 sit-up when he wakes up and then doesn't do anything after that. He does the other half when he goes to bed. Do I have a death pile? I don't have any clothing death pile, but I have 800 unlisted shoes. So for me, I just list 10 shoes a day, and I try to buy less than 10 shoes a day. So my death pile will go away eventually on shoes. I'm not in a huge hurry with that because it's only a couple of months for me, but I'm not stopping the sourcing on shoes. Actually, I could list more shoes now that I don't have any more clothing. 100% of my clothing is listed. What's up, Emma? Emma has a huge death pile she's working on today. Exactly. Don't list tomorrow what you could list today. And Emma's a huge seller, guys, and she's the list lady, and that's very, very important. Staying consistent is important. And Emma does have help. You can get to the point where you actually need help, but I think most people hire somebody way too soon. Like, get to the point where you can list 100 to 150 items first. That's what you expect your employee to help you with. At least learn how to do it yourself before you try to hire somebody to do it. I mean, that's like business 101. Learn how to do something before you expect somebody else to do it. Are my glasses prescription? They're not prescription. I just like them. People believe anything on the internet. Agreed. Agreed. Let's see. If you reported somebody, no worries. But yeah, guys, I'm actually gonna go start listing right now. So everyone have a great day. Hit the like button on the way out. Hopefully this was useful. If you have any other recommendations on how to reduce your death pile, put it in the comments below. Everyone get to work. Talk to you later.